Why don't you just give your accolades and don't hold back. They're amazing.
Well, I'll give you my bio really quick, everybody. I mean, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version if you remember Reader's Digest. So you know how old I am. Okay, been in the business for 35 years. I don't know if there's anybody older than me as in the business. If you are, put it over there. I'd like to know how many years you've been in the business. If you've been in quite a few years. However, it's been a decade with Central 21. I don't know if anybody was at Central 21 before you came to EXP. I've spent a decade there, did real well. That's where I sold a lot of my real estate. And if you're a brand new agent on here, I don't know if you are, I sold 53 houses my first year in the business. And then the last 4 or 5 years that I sold real estate, I sold over 120 houses a year, listed over about 150, 160 houses a year, and did it in 4.5 days a week. That's my kind of claim to fame. I never worked Sundays in the business. We golfed every Friday and then worked a half a day on Saturday. So whenever you do take listings, you can control your life just a little bit better than whenever you have a whole lot of buyers coming in. And by the way, when you have a whole lot of listing, you'll have a whole lot of buyers. Then I was a decade with the largest independent real estate company in the United States, Long and Foster Real Estate. And that was in the Mid Atlantic states in Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, that area right there. And did real well there. And I actually became, first time I became a manager, hired 125 brand new agents my first year there, and got 62% of them to make 6 figures their first year in the business. And so then I came to Keller Williams. I don't know how many of you were Keller Williams or have been Keller Williams. Many EXP has. 13 years with them, a decade plus 3. I was a team leader with them, and then I was a bowl coach. And I was a bowl coach for about 11 years. If you know what a bowl coach is, you go out and speak. It's a 7-week program. And I did it like crazy. It was wonderful, helping to change a lot of people's lives. And whenever they gave Bowl Coach of the Year award, finally, I got that Bowl Coach of the Year award the first year, the second year, and the third year. And so that was kind of fun to do that. So now I'm with EXP, been with EXP for about, going on about 3 months. And what I love about EXP, of course, is the freedom to do a lot of things that you want to do, to be able to build an organization that nobody can take away. I love the stock options. I love the rev share. I was great with profit share, but guess what? I just found out that Keller Williams is taking the profit share from me now. They just voted on that anybody was getting profit share and you went with another company, you are out. And so I found out that's is about to go away, and I had some pretty good profit share coming in. So now I've got to build that rev share, right? So I've been about 3 months and got about 30 people already in my rev share organization. My goal is to get to 100 in the next couple of months, and I want to get on up to that 2,000, 3,000, like I see a lot of other people out here doing that. So anyway, we're here to talk about for sale by owners, and I want to be able to help you with that because I think for sale by owners, they're so easy. They're so simple. I'm going to say it a better way. Our bold law was this. It is simple. It's just not easy. And however, I want to give you a couple of statistics before we begin. The National Association of Realtors says this: 72% of all for sale by owners end up going with a real estate agent. Now, I want to tell you who those people are because you're going to say to me, some of you might say this, well, gosh, I've been calling Zillow. That's where I get the for sale owners from, or forsaleowner.com, or some of these other things. Well, those might be selling. We're talking about the 85%. Hear me out. 85% of all for sale by owners do not advertise in Zillow or forsaleowner.com. All they do is when they are ready to be a for sale by owner, they go to Home Depot, they get a little sign, a red sign with some white in the middle, and they get a wooden stick. They put it out there in the front, and they get a magic marker, and they put their phone number on there. That's the 72% usually that are going with a real estate agent, because guess what? They're not out there. No realtors are going and showing it. Nobody's calling them. Nobody's doing anything. And at the end, of my presentation here, I will tell you some of the ideas of how you can get those numbers. Okay, how you can get those phone numbers, because you can't get them, I can promise you, by a company. You can't get them by Zillow. You can't get them by anything, but you're going to have to figure out how to go get them. I'll give you a couple of ideas at the very end. Okay. So now, how did I sell, list 4 to 5 every single month for about 7 years straight? I loved to for sale by owners. It was really tough at the very beginning, what I'm about to say. However, once you, if you take on what I'm going to tell you, I can promise you this, you're going to work hard the first 60 days. And then it's going to get really easy after that. So if you're willing to take 60 days and say, okay, Rob, I'll do what you say. I'll go do this. I'm no doubt about it. I'm on it. So there might be some of you right now that are saying, oh man, I just still don't want to go door knock a for sale by owner or call a for sale by owner. I don't know. The only reason we don't do that, and by the way, over in the chat, and I'm watching the chat here, I'll ask the question. How many of you, every for sale by owner within a 25-mile radius knows your name? Every for sale by owner within a 25-mile radius knows your name. Put that over there in the chat if it's a yes. Well, I see Kevin said no. He's got a big old fat 0 right there. See, I get it. I get it. Okay. So my question, my whole point about saying that is, how do they know to call you? Okay. How do they know to call you if they don't know who you are, right? If they have no clue, they don't even have a card, they have nothing about you, how do they know to give you a call? I made sure all the for sale by owners in the area knew Rob Daniel, that whenever so let me give you an example. If they don't know you, the brain only allows 1 to 2 things at a time that it can remember, whether it be a realtor, whether it be something else. I'll prove my point. Get ready to put something over into the chat, if you will, please. Okay, if I say potato chip, what is the #1 company? Or what is the company? Lay's. Absolutely. Everybody going to say Lay's. Okay. So got it. Tennis shoe. #1 company.
Nike.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Nike. Tissue. #1 company. I even saw Tammy's lips. Kleenex. I mean, we almost say Kleenex as a tissue, right? Hey, where's the Kleenex?
Very still 43040.
That's Dave there. All right, thank you. Let me see if I can give you one more. One more is toothpaste. Yeah, Crest or Colgate might come in there. If anybody says AIM, I promise you, that was your grandparents that had that, okay? And that's the only reason you go get AIM. So as you can see, I hope that I proved my point there, that if they know you, you're in the top 1 or 2, if you just continue to let them know who you are. And when they're ready to list their house, they're going to call you first. They will call you first. Okay. So just remember that if they don't know you, they cannot call you. So a lot of people have a hard time still calling them, because I could ask everybody on here. I did that in all my bold classes, all the years that I was a bold coach, did over 160 bolds. And I would ask the question to 100 people. How many of you call for sale by owners every day? Sharp. I mean, sharp. You are consistent. You call them all the time. You are there, because again, if you do, you probably got a lot of listings. You call them sharp every single day. Put that over there in the chat. If it's yes, fine. If it's no, I get it. Okay, crickets, pretty much crickets. Okay, so I got that, Kevin. But again, my question to you, you say very few, but I hope that you have gone out and you have looked at all the ones. 85% do not advertise. Okay, 85% do not advertise. So remember that. All right. So next. So what do we do? Just make sure that you are in that 1 or 2. Now, let me tell you what you say, or what you go do. most everybody on here can certainly get a preview. Okay. I know that there are some speakers out here that, man, they go for the throat. Let's go for the listing right now. Go for the listing right now. Go for the listing right now. So I'm saying to you that if you just called to get a preview, I believe that every single one of you today, if you got a hold of them, you could get a preview with them. Would everybody agree with that? And let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Tammy, I see you. You're right there in the middle with me here. So you probably don't have to answer, but I'm just going to use you. Okay. And I'm going to go ring, ring. Hello. Hey, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel with EXP. And I saw that you have your house on the market, selling it on your own. I know I'm probably, and this is what I always say at the beginning. I know I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. Is that right? You want to break the ice a little bit. So everybody just write that down, if you will. I know I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. Now, one of the things as I'm doing the role play, I want you to hear my voice inflections. I want you to hear how I'm saying it with the energy a little bit, with some of the passion that's behind it. If you call a 4-7 owner, hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel with EXP, and I'm calling because I saw your house come off the market. I mean, I can promise you, you're not getting the listing. You're not even going to get the appointment. They need something. I'm looking at some of you right now, and probably some of you that I'm not seeing. You need some energy also. So smile for me, all of you, especially that I can see. And if you're out there and you can hit those smile buttons or reaction, hit a smile button reaction and give me some energies, give me some love here. Okay, so anyway, my whole point is this. You call up, hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel with EXP. I know, I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. However, I saw your house on the market, selling it on your own, and I just need to ask you one question. One question. If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? If I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? That's all I ever ask. I didn't go into anything else other than that one question. And I can promise you, everybody, 95% said yes. 95% said yes. Okay. I see Kevin said yes. Okay. Thank you, Kim. 95% said yes. The other 5%, they're going to be a little bit of a jerk. They're going to say, well, do you have a buyer? I just say it one more time. I'm sorry, ma'am. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Well, if you got a buyer, okay, I don't believe I'm the agent for you. Okay. Have a great day. And get off the phone and go next. There's plenty of them. 95% will say yes. Now, Murphy's Law going to hit one or two of you, and you're going to get the jerk like 2 times in a row, and you're going to say, oh, man, I'm done. Don't let 5% of the for-sale owners out there dictate the other 95% that will say yes to you. Don't let them dictate your business. And so again, that's all you got to do. And you say, if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Yes. Well, ma'am, I don't know anything about your house. And you could send me to Zillow and you could show me that. You could send me your flyer, but it just doesn't do it justice. I really would like to stop by for about 15, 20 minutes, take a look at your house through your eyes and let you show me every nook and cranny in there. And then it will be in the front of my mind that when I do have a buyer, your house will be the first thing that I think of. So is Monday good or is Wednesday better? You see, I never did say, hey, can I have the meeting? Can I come over? No, the answer is no. I said, is Monday good or is Wednesday better? Is that 5 or 7? 7? Okay, I'll see you then. All right. That's the first part. Just go get the preview, everybody. Get in the house. They need to meet you. They will love you if they meet you. They don't love you until they meet you. So all I knew is that I was going to take the first 60 days and I was just going to go on previews. Previews after previews after previews. Hi, how you doing? My name is Rob Daniel with EXP. I know. I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. Yeah. Well, listen, I saw your house on the market and I was calling to say, if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Great. Well, I don't know anything about your house, and you can send me to Zillow. You can send me a flyer, but it just doesn't do it justice. I would love to stop by for about 15, 20 minutes, take a look at your property through your eyes so I can see every nook and cranny. So is Monday good or is Wednesday better for me to stop by and do this? 5 or 7? 7, I'll see you then. You can see I know my script because I've used this forever and I've taught this forever. Okay, that's the first part. So I ask everybody on here, if you could get a hold of the for sale by owner, let me just play it that way. Do you think you could get the preview with that kind of script right there? Yes or no? Could you get the preview with that kind of script? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you can get a hold of them, I appreciate everybody saying that. Absolutely. So all I ask everybody to do is go do your best to get the previews. Now, don't think everybody is on here is going to go do it. Okay? There will be about 2 of you out of the 36 that we have. There'll be about 2 of you that will say, you know what? I'm going to go do it. It's the consistency that is the key. Doing it like a rhythm. Doing it like a rhythm. Doing it like a rhythm. Now, let me talk to you about being in the house. Okay, let me talk to you about being in the house. Speaking of rhythm, take a look at my square, if you will. See me snapping my finger? So watch this. See if I'm right on what I'm about to say for most of you. Every morning, whenever you wake up, you have a rhythm. I mean, you do basically the same thing every single morning. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, you shave, you put on makeup, whatever it is. You probably eat the same thing. You just have a rhythm. Would everybody agree with that? Just shake your head if you agree with it, okay? Whenever you go home, you probably have a rhythm. You probably watch the same TV. If you're watching TV, you probably eat about the same time. You go to bed around the same time. Whether it be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever it is, you got a rhythm. Would everybody agree with that? So now watch my square. So you got a rhythm every morning, got a rhythm every afternoon, in the evening. But when you go to work, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, I got some. Wait, wait, over here, over there, over there, over. And then you go home. Then you wake up in the morning. Then you go to work. I can promise you right now, ladies and gentlemen, that is not, you can say, well, that's real estate. And I say that you're just not controlling your day. Okay. And there is a way to do it if you list a lot of houses versus taking a whole lot of buyers all over the place. Okay. Now, so let me help you with this. Okay. So now you've got the appointment. Now let's go into the house. So get ready for this. All right. I've got the greatest script ever whenever you first start. Now, what you don't want to do, where do you want to end up after you look through the house? What's the last place you want to end up? Does anybody know the last place? Anybody want to guess?
Kitchen table.
Yeah, kitchen. Yep, absolutely the kitchen. So don't start there. Don't let them start there. Don't let them say, let me show you the kitchen. Oh, let me see the bedrooms. I'd like to end up in the kitchen and talk to you about, everything right there in the kitchen whenever I get back. So let's start upstairs or start with the bedrooms first. Now, I'm going to give you the greatest script ever, okay? So get your notebook, get a pen. That's what you're going to take inside of the house, okay? Get ready. So whenever you go look at the bedrooms and you go look at the house, greatest script, man. I'm telling you, I wrote this a long time ago, and it works beautiful. Now, you may have to practice it, but it works beautiful. Man, I got your attention. Look at everybody's attention. Here we go. You ready for this? Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Would you like to practice it all? Oh, you might get in front of a mirror and practice a little bit. Ooh, look, you ooh and ah the house. Don't tell them what's wrong with it. You're not going to get the listing. Ooh, ah, all through the house. Now, the one question you ask as you're going through the house is this. You ask the motivation question. You ask them this question here. You say Mr. and Mrs. For sale by owner, or Mrs. For sale by owner, or Mr. For sale by owner. Whenever you do sell your house yourself, did you see what I just did? Whenever you do sell your house yourself, where you move it to next? Because, by the way, could they be a buyer? Sure, they could. Absolutely. I mean, however, you want to know what their real motivation is. So as you're going through the house, just find out. Don't have to talk about the house or talk about a lot of things. Just ask the question, if or when you sell the house yourself, I'm agreeing with them, where you move it to next. Okay. And so now you end up in the kitchen. Well, the kitchen is just absolutely fine to end up with, because you do not sit down. Do not sit down. What does that tell them if you're sitting down? You want their listing. Okay. You promised them that you would come there just to preview their property. So don't do like some of those realtors do. You know, those realtors that we look at and say, nah, bad realtor, and switch, bait and switch, I think is what it's called. And, you know, you want to just stick with the preview. Now, let me put an asterisk on that. If they bring it up and they say, hey, Kevin, you know, what can you do to, you know, sell my house? I'd like to know that. Well, then you engage. But if they don't ask that question, stick with the preview, okay? Stick with the preview. And so here's what you're going to say to them. You're standing up and, you know, Tammy's across. I already know Tammy's name. Tammy, I appreciate you allowing me to see your house. Can I give you a statistic that the National Association of Realtors gives? That 85 or 72% of all for sale by owners end up going with a real estate agent. Now, I hope and believe that you're not going to be one of those. And I trust that I'm going to be able to sell it and we both make money without having to list the property. However, if you do fall into one of those 72%, let me tell you what normally happens. Now, I can use a fancy word. It's the language of sales that we teach. And I can use a fancy word and say, I'm about to future pace Tammy. Now, what future pace really means is that you're just going to tell her what's going to happen. That's all. Here's what's going to happen, Tammy. You're going to be sitting at the dinner table. And, you know, you're going to be there with your significant other or your partner or your, you know, your spouse, whomever it is. And you're going to be looking at each other after about 5 or 6 weeks of this, and you're going to say, oh my gosh. Yes, you're probably going to say, oh my gosh. And you're going to say, I am so tired of this. I am so tired of people coming and they're not writing a contract. I'm tired of having open houses and nobody's coming. Who can we call to come over and talk to us about listing our house? Okay. And then, you know, then here's what you're going to do, Tammy. You're going to look right over there after you say those words. Who can I call? And by the way, where am I looking at? Where did I take her eyes? You're going to look right over there. Where? Where? Where's she looking? Come on. You're going to look right over there. In the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen.
Sure.
Come on. Terrace, where am I looking?
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator. Thank you. You're going to look right over there at the refrigerator. Then you're going to reach into your pocket. It's all a system, guys. You're going to reach into your pocket and you're going to go over there and you're going to say, I see, I see Kevin's card there. Don't worry. I'll give that to him. Don't worry about it. And you're going to take his magnet and you'll put your card. I'm just kidding, Kevin. Okay. And you're going to put your card on the refrigerator. So you find a magnet to put the card on the refrigerator. And don't ask me if it's not a magnet thing. That's only 5%. Figure it out. Just hand them the card, okay? But most of people will put the card on the refrigerator. That's why I told her to look right over there. And then here's the last thing that I say to her. I say, Tammy, I appreciate you again allowing me and put my card over there on the refrigerator if this does happen. But here's what I would like to say to you, okay? Here's what I like to say to you. And I don't want you to freak out. Now, I did say freak out. You might want to use another word, okay? Depends on where you are. But I said, Tammy, I don't want you to freak out because I'd like to call you every single week. Don't freak out yet because I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to say. And this is what I did, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how I listed so many properties. So I want everybody to hear, this is the part. I said, Tammy, I like to call you every single week, and here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and that's it. I'm not going to talk about your house. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Number 1, I'm going to ask you, have you had the good fortune of selling your property yet? And the reason I need to know that is because I need to take you out of my computer if you do. Number 2, I'm going to ask you, have you thought about going with me yet? And then number 3, I'm going to say, do you still have my phone number on your refrigerator or wherever I gave you on my card? I say, and so if it's no, I haven't sold my property. No, I have not, thought about going with you yet. Yes, I still have your phone number. Okay, so it's no, yes. And here's what I would say to them. Here's the beautiful part, Tammy. You don't have to answer your phone. Yeah, no, you don't have to answer your phone. If you see me calling, you don't have to answer your phone. If it has EXP on there, Rob Daniel, don't answer. If you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. However, when you go to your voice text, I just want you to know I'll be asking those 3 questions. So you're going to hear my voice on the voice test asking you those 3 questions. See, what am I doing to her? I'm putting myself in the front of her mind. I'm the Lay's. I'm the Kleenex. I'm the Nike. I am the Crest. That's who I am because I'm calling every week. And 70% will not answer the phone. 30% will. 70 will not, 30% will. But all I ask is those 3 questions. And you know what, realtors? That's the hardest thing for you to do. You have a hard time being disciplined to just ask those 3 questions and then get off the phone. Because you want their listing. You want their listing now. Just ask those 3 questions every single week. By the way, you could do probably 40 in an hour. You could probably do 40 to 50 in an hour. And here's a statistic I will promise you will work, and you got to know this one. For however many for sale by owners you are calling every week, following up with every week, however many for sale by owners you are following up with every week, 10% will list every month. However many for sale owners you are calling up every week, 10% will list every month. I wanted 4 to 5 for sale by owners every month. So you could see I was calling 40 to 50 every single month. I told you the hardest part was the first 60 days. And that is going on 40 or 50 previews. Okay? That is going on 40 or 50 previews. Now we could certainly have another discussion down the road or whatever you'd like to do is there enough for sale owners for this or that kind of thing. Go get 10. Go get 10 for sale by owners that you've previewed and that you've talked to. By the way, shouldn't we be previewing for sale by owners anyway? As a realtor, shouldn't we know all the properties out there, not just the ones in the MLS? And so again, think about that. And then I would leave and I would get on the phones. And I would be on the phones. And by the way, I was like clockwork from 11 to 12 every day, 11 to 12 every day. I called for sale, all the for sale owners that I had previewed. 70% would not answer. The 30% that would home sometime would answer. And by the way, about the 5th week, if they are answering, here's what happens. Ring, ring. Oh, hi, Rob. They know you now. When they start saying your name, you're in. When they say your name and they're letting you still call every week, you can bank if they don't sell it themselves, you got the listing. Bank on it. And so again, now, here's what you got to listen for, and I hope that you hear this well. And I'm going to ask anybody to see if you hear this. You ready for this? So you're going to call 40 to 50 in an hour. And a bunch of them are going to say, no, yes. No, no, yes. Listen. No, no, yes. No, no, yes. No, no, yes. Ooh, what did you hear just then? What did you hear on that last one? Can anybody say it? Pause. Hesitation. You've got to train your brain not to be no, no, yes. No, no, because that's what you hear. No, no, yes. You got to train them to hear no, no, yes. Oh, I heard a little hesitation there, Tammy, about going with me. I know that it's been a while. I know that we've been talking for a little while. Why don't I do this for you? Listen to what I'm going to say. Why don't I do this for you? Why don't I stop by this week with all the decision makers there? And this time I'll take a look at your house through the eyes of the buyer. See, the first time I said to get the preview, I said through the eyes of the seller. Why don't I talk to you? Why don't I come by and take a look through the eyes of the buyer? You can list with me or not list with me. But I've been calling you for 5 weeks. I haven't forced you or begged you to list. So why don't we do this? Let me look at it through the eyes of the buyer with all the decision makers there, all the decision makers there, all the decision makers there. Because now you're going to go get the listing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's my script. It was that simple. It was that easy, just 2 parts. Get the preview, walk through the house, get them to know me, get them to trust me, get them to love me. Just by what I said, let them know I'm calling them every week. Here's what I'm going to say. But the big thing I did, guess what I did? I called them every week. That's the key. That's the key to listing. So please don't text me or call me and say, Rob, it's not working, man. I mean, I've been calling for 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, up to about 30 or 40 of these, and I'm not getting any listings. My question is, are you calling them every week consistently? And 10% will list with you every month. Bank on it. Bank on it. So if you just go get 20, you can bank on 10%. You can bank on 2 are going to list with you every month. And see, my point about this is that you go get all of them right in the first 60 days. And then whenever they either list with somebody else or they list with you or they sell it, all you got to do is go find the 3 or 4 for sale owners that month and add to it and keep 50 in there or 40 in there, 30 in there, or 20 in there. Okay. So with that in mind, and now you understand the script, and by the way, it's on this recording and you can certainly have it. And I have it on another recording if you'd like to have it also. Now, let me tell you some ways that you could actually, well, first of all, I'll give you this. Some of you are still like, man, I'm not going door knocking, man. I don't want to talk to those people, man. I'm afraid, but I do want them to know my name and I do want them to know who I am. Please, I beg you, if you're going to do this, by the way, let me ask you a question. Do for sale owners want to sell their house? Yes or no? And I'll just look at the people that I see. Go ahead and shake your head. Right. Do expireds want to sell their house? Yes or no? Yes. Are we realtors that sell houses? Yes or no? Yes. What a great match. What a great match. Let's go after all of those people because they want to sell their house versus just begging our database all the time to sell their house that we just sold them one a year ago. Okay, so go after the ones that are doing this. Now, if you are still one of these people that, oh, no, man, I just don't want to go knock on the door. I'm a little nervous about that. Well, let me tell you a couple of ways of how to get your name out there to them. And this is what I would say. Within a 25-mile radius, I don't know if that's your thing. First of all, how can I get the for sale by owners? Well, let me give you one way of doing it, okay? First of all, Zillow, forsaleowner.com, all that kind of stuff. You can go in there and you can get as many of those as you can. But like I said, 85% do not advertise there. So how do I get those little numbers? Well, again, I have taught and coached, and the people that I coach one-on-one, okay? I have taught them to use their database to help them get the phone numbers. Use their database to help them get the phone numbers. Now, here's what I have taught them to do, and it works just beautiful. Do a giveaway every single month. These people love giveaways. Your database loves, and you're interacting with your database. Hopefully you've got hundreds of thousands of people in your database. If not, that needs to be another masterclass that we do. Okay. But you need to have, by the way, we're in the information age. You know, I'm a believer that we're the only real estate, or we're the only big real industry in the nation that doesn't understand the information age. We're all looking for one little buyer and one little seller. And we got thousands of people behind us that are passing us by, and we don't get their information. Remember, the quality is in the quantity. The quality is in the quantity. That's why I average 75 people in my open houses every 2 weeks, because I looked at it more as a gathering point than a place that I'm just looking for one little buyer and one little seller. Okay. So back to the for sale by owners. So I have taught every one of them that I am coaching, use your database to go get the phone numbers, have a nice drawing every single month. Needs to be something fairly nice. You could get somebody else to pay for it, your loan officers or title companies. TVs are great. We found out that a 65-inch out of 55, 65-inch plus TVs, and by the way, they're like $300 or $400 these days. 65-inch TV, they will die to go find those numbers, and you give them a drawing of every number that they give you. You'll get some of those people that will give you 8 or 10 a month. And now you have their phone numbers, right? Now you can find out where their address is. You can find out some things about them. Well, here's one of the ways that you can get your name out there. I think I invented this technique, okay? So I'm giving my own self credit. If you ever hear anybody that invented it, let me know and I'll give them the credit. But I think I invented it. And you don't want to go, you don't want to door knock, you don't want to go up there. You see the sign. Now, we all know that our brakes usually don't work in front of a for sale by owner house. It works before, it works after, but it never works in front. Oh man, my brakes didn't work. Oh, well, let me keep going. So let me help you with that. Get an 8.5 by 11 envelope, 8.5 by 11 envelope. In EXP world, you can go find a whole bunch of stuff that you can print off that says we're the best, we're number one, we're doing this. Don't worry about all that's what's going to be in that envelope. Just stuff it through with EXP stuff. Okay. However, you're going to write a handwritten note and you're going to say, hi, how you doing? You know, I'm going to look at something. Noah, good name. My name is Noah, and I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm a real estate agent with EXP. I saw that your house is on the market. I wanted to just drop off my card. Please put it on your refrigerator. And if you ever need any assistance, please let me know. Geez, what's wrong with that? So you put that in the envelope along with it. Now, here's the deal. For all of you scaredy cats, your chicken to not go up and knock on the door, okay? So now you stop in front of the house. Keep the car running. Don't cut off the car. Keep the car. That's your security blanket. You reach in the back, you get one of the envelopes. Here we go. Here's my technique. Run up to the door, drop it on the steps, run back to your car, and get the heck out of there. It's called the run, drop, run technique. Okay? So you run up, drop it, run into your car, get the heck out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, they got your name. Patent pending. They got your name. No, do you think anybody else is doing this? No. You'll be the only one. So put a bunch of them in the back. They got your name. I promise you, there'll be somebody to give you a call and say, thank you for this. I'll put it on my refrigerator, or, hey, come on over and talk to me about this. I'm going to give you one other crazy way, Kevin. You think that was good? Let me tell you what, I'm going to patent this one. This is crazy. I've only had 6 people to do this, but they did it with success, but it's a crazy way of doing it. Okay. Okay. This is for you then, Kevin, since you don't run. Okay. I've got it just for you. You ready for this? You roll down the passenger window. Frisbee. Frisbee. You put your card, tape it on the inside. You think I'm kidding. You tape it on the inside. You see the for sale by owner, shoot, like a newspaper. Yep. Shoot. You got to practice. You got to practice, man. You don't want that thing flying up on the roof or hitting the thing. You practice right in the yard. And I promise you, somebody will call you. They're either going to be mad. Why are you throwing that frisbee in there? Oh, you got it. Wonderful. Could you put that card on your refrigerator? And if you need my help, let me know. But I can tell you this, nobody's doing it. You do things other people's not doing, that they're not doing. Okay? You do things other people are not doing. And and by the way, the frisbees, you definitely can get your mortgage company or somebody like that to buy those frisbees for you. They'll put their name on there too. You don't care. Put your card underneath and shoot that thing right out. Okay? So those are some of the ways that I gave you the script. I gave you the ways to, some of the ways to be able to get those numbers. Just remember, many of them do not advertise, and you've got to go out and figure that out. I will give you a teaser about my expired class, okay? I did list 9 a month. However, one of the main ways that I listed, you would not be able to do it anymore, or you would be in prison. So I'm going to give you that teaser. How you like that? Look at that. I saw somebody, Tammy looked at me like, what? Yeah, nope. I can promise you when I was doing it, it was absolutely great. You do it today or I do it today, they're coming in cuffs. I can promise you that now. So stay tuned for that. That's a teaser for my expired class. Okay, so it's about, we got about 10 minutes here. I'm going to stop right now and just see, do you have any questions that I can answer, may not, but about for sale by owners?
That was so good. Oh my goodness. I know some questions are going around. There's so many things that I personally took away from that, but whoever's iPhone asked, can you send the script? So this is going to be recorded. It'll be in the Freedom team. So you can go back, but do you have the script, Rob, that you could send me? Like you already typed up anywhere? If not,
well, I actually have the script on voice text, that I actually am talking it and saying it. So I can certainly send that to you. And again, it's so simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, just getting a preview.
Yeah.
Don't make it hard.
Yeah.
Just don't make it hard. Get the preview, go preview the property, get them to fall in love with you, leave your card, tell them you're going to call them, and then just call them consistently every single week. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Consistency is the key. Who has any specific questions for Rob?
Yeah, fire away. Yeah, Kevin.
I do. Can I just confirm, like you're saying, which I loved knocking on for sale by owner's door. I know when I did it again, I'd wait 4 to 6 weeks and I barely called them once a week. And I was pretty consistent, but not this consistent. And I would get a couple a month and I probably barely did anything. So we want to say, keep 50 rolling. Like you want to have 50 active to try to call, replace them as they either get listed with me or whomever, and just keep going through this. So, and you're saying the best way, I love the giveaway every single month. That is, I totally am ready to go to Costco and get a TV right now. So,
well, think about it, Tammy, again, and you're engaging, and
yeah.
which is a good thing. You're engaging your database.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just want to make sure I understood that right. You're asking him to send you names of people that are for
phone
sale
numbers.
owners,
Yep.
or
phone numbers when they're riding by. But again, they're all out there.
Yeah.
If you had 10 or 15 in your database that
Yeah.
were out there, because you don't have to go
they're
out there
driving around and seeing.
right.
Yeah,
And
love
if they
it.
see something, they just have to send it in
Love it.
and they get into the drawing.
Yeah.
Wow. And you call them, text them, email, however you can get in touch with your past clients. And just, I was even thinking maybe send out a postcard for the initial one and say, keep my number, don't block me, whatever.
No,
But-
look, it can be really big if you want it to be. You can have
Yeah.
a lot of fun with this and get a lot of business from database, from for sale by owners, from everything that you are doing out there. You can list, and if you were listing, not doing it at the consistency that I was, and you were listing a couple of a month, my gosh, go do something like this. And guys, don't let 50 just, let me never use the O word. I always taught people never use the O word, overwhelmed. And I know a lot of people do, because if you say overwhelmed out your mouth, your brain will hear it, because it'll go in here and your brain hears it, and your brain doesn't know who's saying it. And all your brain knows to do is say, oh my gosh, somebody's overwhelmed. Let me shut them down. Overwhelmed equals nothing. So even if you just start with 20, I mean, Tammy might go after 50. She might go, man, this is what I'm going to do. But you might say 10 or 20. That's okay too. Kevin, you had a question.
I did. Tomorrow I'm going to a preview. It is a FSBO, but it wasn't expired, that I dropped a voicemail text to, called me right back. So the issue with this particular property is its location. Okay, so it's right across the street from a driveway to a school. They bought it in 2022. So they're selling it real quick. They're trying to flip it. They paid too much for it, and they're asking too much for it in this market. So I'm walking into this situation tomorrow knowing this, because I've done my research, and I'm going to do the, nice. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to use that. It's actually a great technique. But I know that the agent who listed it before priced it right, but it's overpriced because,
because of what's across the street.
But both that and I think they bought it too high and probably upgraded it too much. So they need to get too much of a return on their investment. So I'm walking into this, but while we were talking, I put my magnetic backing on my business card to leave on their fridge. And of course, I have EXP folders to bring with me, but it's just going to be a preview. And I do know this. I've been an agent for 5 years in New Jersey. I came here. Actually, this is my 1 year anniversary being here, and signed up with EXP when I landed here. But the market's been kind of thin. But I'm very excited about this tomorrow. I have a couple of listings that I'm working with my sponsor, in nearby towns. But it's tomorrow. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm energized about tomorrow, and I'm glad you had this today.
Well, good, Kevin. One of the things is make sure they have your card, and you're calling them every week and maybe asking those 3 questions. The biggest thing that I would ask them, of course, is when you do sell it yourself, because I see that you're for sub owner there and you were expired with an agent, where you move it to next, right? So that their motivation, because if here's the deal. If they're like, if we sell it, we sell it. If we don't, we don't care, man. We just bought it. I mean, hey, we're just seeing if we can flip it. And if we don't sell it, I don't care. That might be one of those you say, thank you very much. Have a good day. Goodbye. See you later. Next. Or you could, if they have a motivation, meaning, oh my gosh, man, they've got to sell. Then here's what you got to do. You got to take them out on the front porch and say, see that right over there? There is a price that somebody will buy that. And I can promise you, they're buying that across the street. They love your house, but they're buying that. And I can tell you it's not the price that you have on it. You got to be bold on that one. But you got to have a price that they're buying that over there. If this house was sitting in a cul-de-sac with the woods in the back and flowers all over the place, I can promise you'd get that price. But you're selling that across the street. Somebody's got to buy that across the street. And that's not this price. There is a price that somebody will buy that across the street. And so you've got to let them know really heavy that that's what somebody is actually buying. And it really is. I mean, if it was an interstate in the backyard, somebody's going to buy that interstate, but it's not going to be at this price. And so yeah. Is it, I'm not even going to try to pronounce
Elisette.
it. Elisette?
Yes.
Okay, Elisette.
So quick question, because I do call them not every day, but at least 3 times to 4 times a week. So would you do the same thing for the leads you get? I pay for the leads I get, every morning, or I just because those are easier to sell because they've been sometimes they list with the agent, like or sometimes they have on Zillow. Almost. So would you do the same thing with the ones that you get or at the leads you get?
Yeah.
But the one is not.
Yeah, let me help you with that for really quick. First of all, if you get a hold of them, try to get the preview. Okay, go for the preview and get out there and see them. But if you're calling them, is one of the problems they're not calling you back?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And I got the remedy for that. 100%. You ready for it?
Yes.
Whenever you finish calling them, well, let's do this. It's Elizette,
correct.
Elizette, hey, how you doing? This okay. I didn't get it. I got your voice text or I got your voicemail. Hey, how you doing? This is well, I'll just use my name. Hey, this is Rob Daniel over at EXP. I know I'm probably your 100th real estate agent call. Well, I saw your house on the market and I was just really calling to see if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? You're saying this on their voice text. Hey, listen, give me a call back and let me know. And here's the key. And don't worry, if you don't call me, I'll call you back. Just say that. Hey, don't worry. If you don't call me, I'll call you back. Now, call them back the next day. Hey, how you doing? This is Rob. I'm a man of my word. You can say I'm a woman of my word. I'm a man of my word, and I'm calling you back. I just want to see that if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Hey, give me a call. Hey, don't worry about it. If you don't call me, don't worry. I'll give you a call back. I promise you, they'll call you back. They might be mad at you, but they will call you back. 5% will be mad at you. Stop calling me. Well, I just asked you to call me back. Hey, if I had and just go ahead and say it. Just don't even listen to them. Hey, if I had a buyer, would you entertain a one-time showing? Hey, can I come over your house and talk to you about this? Let me preview your property. Just don't even listen to them being upset. Go right into your script.
Okay. Thank you.
So Rob, real quick, how do you handle when you're there and they ask you, so do you have a buyer? Like, what's your script on that?
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. If you remember, I said if I had a buyer, right? So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to do this. I got a lot of buyers in my computer that I'm working with, meaning that some are ready now, some are ready 6 months from now. I'm going to go back and put your house in my computer, and I'm going to see what criterias my buyers pop up just for your house and see if they want to come and see it.
Perfect.
Because that's the whole purpose, is going over there to see the house so you can put in your computer so that it's in the top of your mind. And it really will be. It'll be in the top of your mind. Remember, it's all about mind share. It's all about mind share. And you could say that to them. That might be part of the script, is say, hey, listen, the reason I want to come over is because it's all about mind share. You take it like this. I mean, if I say tennis shoe, it's Nike. If I say potato chip, it's Lacy. Your house has to be in the top of my mind. So is Monday good or is Wednesday better for me to stop by and preview it so it's in the first place of my mind when I have a buyer? Hey guys, in the few minutes that I have left, Kathy has graciously allowed me to do this. I've got a class that is starting with Icon Coaching next Tuesday, and it's a 16-week course. If you're struggling just a little bit to get your goals taken care of, if you're looking to really finish strong for 2023, this is a 16-week class. I'm going to be teaching it. It's only an hour a week. We know how busy you are, and we don't want to take a whole day. So it's only 1 hour a week. It's on Tuesday. And yes, it does cost. It's not free like this class is a little bit. But it's look, if you don't have any money, anything I would say is a lot of money, right? But if you understand that this investment is pretty small, it's $350. Okay. And if you would like to be part of that class, by the way, you get some really goodies. If you don't have a sharp listing presentation, well, my gosh, you're going to get one that the person that had it went on 168 appointments and got 166 listings. Sean Kokoska is going to give you his 20-point buyer presentation that he closed 100 buyer closings a year with this presentation. You get a 5-week course, a marketing course for your listings and for Facebook and for all the things. So if you're in that thing, you're like, oh man, I'm not doing as well as I did last year, or I really would like a boost to finish, this course could be it. And I think Kathy has taken the course before. So Kathy,
Yeah, I've taken that course, and we have talked about this with them. So several of the agents have taken it over the course of the last couple of years. And I highly recommend this. I mean, for $350 investment to be taught and trained by Rob, you heard how dynamic he is. Sean Kokoska is also dynamic. He was the president of MAPS Coaching, which is all of KW's, coaching platform. He was the president of that. So you have two icons teaching this class for $350 for 16 weeks. And it's really nuts and bolts and really good bullet points. Rob, can you send me the link to that? And I can put it in our Freedom Team page.
yeah, I'll do that. And if anybody on here, if you'll do it, I will also take a picture of it. If you want more information, I'm gonna send Kathy the link. If you want more information, if you'll just say yes over in the chat real quick, just say yes, I want more information. I'm not asking for your card or anything.
Yeah.
And I will make sure that Kathy gets the link, and everybody can get that information. But it's a great course. It'll finish you strong. So
I
sure
highly recommend it. And I'll put that link. We'll have this recording of this training up probably tomorrow. And then and I'll put the link to the class in there, and then he's got you guys that are saying yes. He'll send that out to you too. And Rob, thank you so much. I'll circle back around with you about the one on expires that we talked about. I think it's the third week, if I wasn't mistaken, or if I'm not mistaken, in September. But I'll circle back around. Make sure
just give me that date, and I'll plug it in, and we'll do expireds, and I'll let you know about the thing you cannot do, or you'll go to prison.
Okay, that's good to know. Hey guys, if y'all want to stick around, anybody wants to stick around, Jeff Morrell's out in Colorado Springs, has Russ Lagan, who is our director of growth out there, and he is training today on how to thrive in this market. So he's doing a lot